Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I am your girl, Kalagalo Promise Rampa, and this is Relocate to Australia with Promise, your number one DIY relocation platform, okay? How do I know that? I've got evidence. You know what I'm thinking of doing, guys, ne? One day I'm going to compile all the messages that I've been getting throughout the years of people and testimonies of people's with whatever that they have said to me. I don't know if maybe I should ask them for permission, but I'll see. There's so many people that have contacted me and messaged me that I did not even know were following my channel, and they've told me that, Promise, because of your channel, I have relocated to Australia. So yeah, it is the number one DIY relocation platform because I know for a fact you can watch this channel and also do what I did, as well as many others who have relocated to Australia and other parts of the world, because they knew that, you know what, if this girl can do it and many others can do it, I can be one of them as well. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel so that you also follow through, and you follow this process with other people. Start your own process. One day I'm going to be coming here to talk about you because you did this process and you succeeded in it. You get what I mean? Because it's guaranteed success. You start it, you finish it until the end, you persevere, and you do what you are said, what you are told to do. What was I about to say? You know that English nearly ran away. But anyway, if you do what you need to do in order to relocate, you will relocate. Trust me. That is one thing that I love about Australia. It is a tick box country where you literally just, the requirements, simple. You just attend to the requirements, jiggy, banoi, you landing in the land of milk and honey. Anyway, you guys, today, it was so hard for me to actually do this take. I think this is probably like my 7th take. And I was like, hello, welcome back to my channel. And I was just not feeling it. And I was like, oh my God. One thing that I told myself is that I must stop doing the following. I'm somehow leaving this until last minute, and it is wrong. Because if I want to be committed to this and make sure that I upload my video every Monday, I must stop leaving it until the last minute. Sometimes it is hard, Thokozani. Sometimes it is hard though, because over the weekend I had my girls. I've got them for 2 weeks on and off, So this weekend, they were leaving today, and this weekend I felt like I wanted to spend time with them, and that's what I focused on doing, and I ended up not doing this because I told myself, okay, fine. When the weekend comes, then I can record and then work it out. But now I'm thinking, coming next week, the one challenge that I'm going to do, I'm going to challenge myself and record during the week, somewhere during the week. Maybe record tomorrow, right? I'll see. But I want to record during the week, literally edit it, upload it, and then set it as a premiere. And then I know that when Monday comes, I don't have the pressure, you understand? So now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, man, promise. Yo, guys, I am so hot. These ring lights, I've got 2 on. They are so hot. They are hot, but they are necessary to remind me that I'm also hot. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm kidding, kind of. Anyway, guys, let's get down to today's business. So, as a content creator, being a content creator is so hard. It literally is so hard because there's a lot of planning that goes into the content, and you change your mind a lot of times. I don't know if I'm the only one going through that, but you change your mind a lot of times. I think maybe it's just me. Like, I'm one of those people. I'm very indecisive until I get to the point where I really really need to make a decision. You understand? So when I was doing my content planning for this week's episode, I was like, okay, do I go straight into the relocation talk, or do I still lay the foundation? And I felt like I wanted to go straight into the relocation talk, but I was like, you know why? Yesterday, I think it was on the 17th, or was it on the 17th on the Saturday? Either the Saturday or the Sunday. One of the 2 days. Because I had already planned out what I'm going to be talking about. I'd already done the plan for okay, this is what I'm going to be looking at. I'd done my research, yada. And then something was like, there's a milestone that is currently happening right now. And you would have been doing yourself an injustice by not talking about it. Because one of the other things that I love about my channel, many years, when I look back and I watch my videos, I see how far I've come. As I always say, it's kind of like it gives you a timestamp and records you at a certain point in time. So you can go back and be like, oh my God, this is what I was thinking at this time. Wow, I was so dumb. But you get what I mean. You can look back and be like, wow, this is how far I've come. So that's one of the things I love about having my YouTube channel. But yeah, when I thought about, okay, what am I going to be talking about today? I thought to myself, there's a huge milestone. And you would be doing yourself an injustice by not looking back, Lorraine. So this is what I did. I was like, okay, fine. So what am I going to call this? Like, what is the theme, you know? And I was thinking of 7 year itch, the 7 year itch. And I was like, oh, the 7 year itch. So I went into ChatGPT, 7 year itch. Because, you know, it's more about a relationship when you think of the 7 year itch. Like a lot of people are like, oh, if you've been married for 7 years, if you've been in a relationship with someone for 7 years, it starts to get boring. That's what allegedly, I don't know, because I don't even remember by the time year 7 came what was happening, because everything was happening. A lot was happening. So I don't even remember. Like, I don't even want to remember. So Jay, I was like, I don't know. So what do we do? What do we do? So I was just thinking about it, and I was talking to a friend of mine to say, when you got to 7 years, like, can you recall what happened? She's like, I don't know, I don't remember. I don't even think people think about the 7 year itch, but I think once you are in a relationship and maybe you get to that 7th year and you can reflect, just think about me. The 7 year itch, they call it the 7 year itch, where all of a sudden after 7 years, you know, things start to get boring in your relationship. But one thing that I loved about ChatGPT and what it was telling me about the 7 year itch was that it is also a time to restart, you know, a time to, there's something about the lucky number 7. Like somehow it's like a completion of something. I mean, there are 7 days in a week. And then you start again on a Monday. And I was like, oh, it makes sense. So they were like, yeah. There's also an element of like restarting. I'm assuming that when people then get to the 7 year itch, they have that option of being like, oh, it is boring, it's terrible, this relationship, and everything goes downhill from there. Or they have the option to be like, hey, this is where our relationship is right now. Let us start from scratch. Like, let's learn each other. Or I don't know. It's people who are in relationships who have to worry about this. I don't have to worry about that. You understand? Yeah. But anyway, I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, fine. And then also marrying that to what is happening right now. I've been in Australia for 7 years, you guys. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh, it's been 7 years. It has been 7 years. So this whole weekend, I've been reflecting on this 7 years. Like literally, I've been reflecting so much on the 7 years to be like, what have I been doing? Because it went by so quick. So I was doing a little bit of some preparations. And I was like, okay, fine. I am going to be going back 7 years. Memory lane. Starting from year 1. 2019, what I got up to, what was happening that year, and until, I guess, 2025, because 2026 just began. We just arrived. So you guys are going to be coming with me as I go down memory lane, because, yeah, it's been 7 years. It's been fully 7 years, literally as of today, not today, tomorrow, because we landed on the gecko AM pape. This gecko is making a noise. We landed we landed on the 20th of January. We flew, if you know, I've been talking about this a lot. We flew from South Africa on the 18th. Yeah, and we took this long flight where we arrived. We arrived like midnight in the AMs on the 20th of January, but still it had clocked the 20th of January. So it was like literally a 3-day trip for whatever reason. But we flew in the night also. I think we flew in the night. I don't remember. But what I just know is that we traveled many hours. And I'm so grateful that we did that, because now I've got like 3 days where I can reflect on whatever that we've been doing. And I celebrate these 3 days, the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th, because they're very special and very important to me, because I'm telling you, my life changed. Those 3 days, my life changed forever. But yeah, we're going to be going down memory lane. This year is my 8th year. So 2026 is my 8th year. So I have completed, literally as of tomorrow, I would have completed a full 7 years of being in Australia. So we're going to be looking at what I've been getting up to. So let's start here. When we landed in this country. What do I say? We landed in Queensland. And you know, yeah, we landed in Queensland, in Brisbane, at the Brisbane airport. At the time, we did not have our permanent residency visa. We only had the work permit. However, we had simultaneously applied for a PR visa for Queensland. So somehow we knew we were going to come back to Queensland. But at the time, we had to be in New South Wales because of work commitments and the company that had sponsored us to come to Australia. It was based, well, it was not really based in Queensland. It's based all over Australia and I think New Zealand. But they had secured a spot in Grafton, New South Wales. And we had to make our way to Grafton, New South Wales. So when we were looking at the map, flying to Brisbane and then traveling to Grafton would have been wiser than flying to Sydney, where Sydney is in New South Wales, because I think the distance was further. Yeah, I think at the time, like, I don't even remember how many hours, like what the time difference is, but I know if you live in Grafton, it would be wiser for you to fly to either Brisbane or the Gold Coast, which are located in Queensland, rather than you flying to like your Sydney, because you still have to then catch another flight to Grafton. We obviously did not have the funds and the money to be flying from Brisbane to Grafton, because that would have been a lot more expensive for a family of 4. So what we opted to do was fly to Brisbane, and then from Brisbane we would then drive to Grafton. So yeah, that's what happened. And we lived in Grafton for about 11 months. During that time, that's where I found my first employment. I got a government job as a social worker. Literally, we arrived in Australia in January. By February, I had already secured an interview and I already gotten a job. It just took a little bit of a while to kind of like sort out the logistics for it. So I started my employment on the 1st of April. I will never forget that day in Coonamble. It's a story for another day. Oh my God, I cannot wait to share that story. But yeah, I started my employment on the 1st of April, 2019. I was so proud of myself. I was like, I did it. Finally, it's finally happening, because your unemployment will humble you. Wow. Unemployment day. It shall show you flames. Oh, I prayed for that job, Shem, and I got it. So literally the first interview I went to, I got that job, secured that job. And that's the nice thing about Australia. Like, there's so many employment opportunities. You pick and choose where you want to work, what you want to do. That is the nice thing about it. That's one thing that I love about this country. And with me, because I was on the work visa, I was not restricted with what job I could do. I could literally apply for any job, but I knew that I wanted to work in the social workspace. So I got a job working for the government. And yeah, I did that until November 2019. Reason being, in May of 2019, you remember I told you that we had simultaneously, I don't know if I told you, did I tell you in this video? We had simultaneously, yeah, I did. We had simultaneously applied for 2 visas. Reason being, we were trying to save costs. And because I had spent so much time on the immigration website, I knew that we can apply for more than 1 visa. So I used the same documents in order to apply for a work permit, but also to apply for a PR visa. The PR visa, which allows us to live in Australia for however long we want to live. It's like a citizenship, but not really. You're not really a citizen because you can't vote, but you get the same benefits usually as a citizen in this country. So yeah, that's what we did. So in May of 2019, we received a letter from the Queensland government saying that they have granted us our PR visa. And I remember this one time they contacted us and they were like, yeah, so now because we gave you your visa, when are you going to be coming? You know, I actually don't know if that is true, because I was told. I don't know if that was true, hey? I don't know. I can't confirm, but allegedly we were contacted. I wasn't contacted, but allegedly we were. Because I don't know if they do that. You know why I'm saying it is alleged? It's because I don't know if they really do that, hey? Because one of the things is, when you get a PR visa, let's say, for example, you are state nominated, you'll understand this language as we get deeper into the relocation, the visa talks, okay? When you get state nominated, so let's say, for example, your PR visa comes from New South Wales. If you can't get employment and stuff like that, they say there's a moral obligation to stay in New South Wales. There are some people who do get state nominated by whatever state, but because they can't get employment or for many various reasons, they are unable to fulfill that, the agreement, in a way, that agreement that they had to say you have to serve and live in this particular state. So there are some people who are not able to fulfill that. I know you can contact the state to tell them, so that, because they say it's a moral obligation. It does not mean that your visa will get cancelled, but I know of people that have had their visa cancelled because they did not follow through and live in the state that they were nominated to live in. So yeah, I don't know if that call happened. It didn't come to me, if it really did, or the email or whatever. So I cannot really confirm that happened, but I was told that we were contacted by Queensland asking, okay, now that we've granted you this visa, when are you going to be coming up here? And then anyway, after the conversation, we decided, okay, we need to start making a plan to move up to Queensland. Then the talk started. Obviously, it was a bit tricky because at the time there was a 2-year contract with that company, and they were just giving us trouble in relocating to the state. And it's a long story, but at the end of the day, we ended up getting out of that contract, which was good. We had saved up enough money to actually pay out and get out of that contract. And then we were able to come to this state, which was good. Everything happens for a reason. When I look back, I'm like, wow, that was actually very good, because we were able to come to this state and a lot of doors opened, a lot of good things happened immediately when we did that. So we lived in New South Wales for only, I will say, 11 months, because I think I ended my employment there early December or mid-December. And then by the time Christmas came, during that Christmas-ish period, that's when we fully relocated here. I relocated with the kids, and then the other person came after, because they still had to fulfill the job until January just so they can get to that 1-year mark. So I was in Queensland alone with the kids for a couple of weeks before they joined. So that's what happened in 2019. Yeah. Got my first employment. I was so proud of myself. I was so happy. I lived in Coonamble for a couple of months. I think about 2-3 months. Coonamble is out west, guys. In the bundus of the Bundu West. I think it was about a 7-8 hour drive from Grafton. And it was an experience and a half. It was a lot though, because I was separated from Marang, but yeah, I loved Coonamble. I really, really did. And I still have hopes and dreams of working in rural outback Australia. But yeah, it's a discussion for another day, because I want to work in those communities. I want to meet those people. Even if it's maybe traveling. I don't know. I just see myself one day waking up to dust and Aboriginal people around me. I don't know. It's a wish of mine. Anyway, so that was 2019. 2020, you remember what I said? December 2019, we moved then from New South Wales, coming to Hervey Bay in Queensland. How we picked Hervey Bay? Our visa, our PR visa is a subclass 190. I think it's still there. So with a subclass 190, it allows you to live anywhere you want to live in Queensland, meaning you can live in a rural area, you can live in a semi-rural town, or you can live in the city. So if we wanted to live in the Gold Coast or Sunshine Coast or Brisbane, which are your major cities here, we could have done that if we wanted to. But I knew for a fact that I'm not a city girl. I'm from the village, guys. I'm from Khobokwane. The village. I'm a village girl. So I cannot do with the buzz and the noise of the city, the traffic. And at the time, I had really, really young kids. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wait, so I'm going to be battling traffic to leave home, to go to daycare, to drop off that one, go to school, drop off this one, battle traffic to get to work, from work, battle traffic to pick up this one, pick up this. That's probably 5 hours of my life in traffic every day. Why waste my life like that? So I was like, So when we sat down to make a decision as to where we were going to live, I did not want to be too far from the city for many reasons. There are a lot of things that you have access to when you're in the city. Sometimes it's better healthcare and all of those kind of things. But I was like, okay, fine. We live in Australia. They'll helicopter you there. So I thought to myself, all right, we could look for a place that is just outside the city. So there was Gympie, Hervey Bay, and Bundaberg. So glad we did not pick Gympie, because I remember passing by Gympie and I was like, yeah, And then the deal was, wherever we find employment first, that's where we're going. So I started applying for jobs. And then I secured a job in Harvey Bay, and then Harvey Bay it was. We nearly lived in Bundaberg, and I'm also glad we did not live in Bundaberg because, yeah, Harvey Bay is the best. Harvey Bay was the best choice. Harvey Bay chose us for a reason, so I'm really, really grateful for that. So yeah, we moved to Queensland. I would say December 2019, but basically we'll start it from January 2019 because it was during the Christmas period. So yeah, moved to Harvey Bay. We loved this place. We were in a rental until May 2020. May is also a very good month, right? A lot of good things happen in May. So until May 2020, then we got this house, which was good because, yeah, and it was such an achievement. Hey, it was such a big achievement. Really, really big achievement. So we got a house, and then today I was actually reminded, I was doing some paperwork for the business, and I was reminded, guys, that we registered the business in 2020. Can you believe it? The company was registered in 2020, and I was like, what? In December 2020? And I was like, December then is also a good month. So May and December. I know for a fact also September is good for me because a lot of good things and a lot of letting go and shedding and all of that happens in September. So I now know I clocked 3 months. May, December, September, October, obviously because it's my birthday month. So that one is automatic. But these 3 months, October is a given. These 3 months, they're always good for me. Love, love, love. May, December, and September. My ancestors, they like me more. I think on other months, they focus on my other family members. But for me, those are the months where they're like, remember this more. So yeah, today I saw some documents and I realized, oh my God, the company was registered in December of 2020. That's a story also for another day. I think I'll make a video where I talk about where the whole business began and the company and all of that. But I remember, I'll just a little bit. I remember when we bought this house, in Australia, the mortgage is not 10 years like in South Africa. Is it still 10 years in South Africa? It's not 10 years. But also in South Africa, it's 10 years and the interest rates are crazy. In Australia, the mortgage is 30 years and the interest rates are not that bad. Because I remember when we got this house, our interest rates, I think, were 1.25. And we fixed that for 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember having this anxiety that I will not be working for 30 years to be paying off a house. So I started having a conversation with brother to say, listen, I don't think I want to be employed. And I just entered employment. You know, I'm naughty because I just entered employment. But there was something deep, deep within me that was saying, you are not made for employment, my dear. And I think having had been unemployed for so long, it is easy to risk it. So somehow I had a conversation with Ndade that, listen, employment is not for me. I don't want to be employed. I want to go into business. And there was a whole conversation and a whole lot of things that happened. We'll talk about it someday. But I remember I felt it in me. This cannot be it. Like, this cannot be it. There's much greater to life. And I will not spend 30 years paying off a mortgage. And the only way to get out of that is if I get out of employment. So yeah, I think that's where the whole thing started. Oh yeah, also, yeah, I remember now. So yeah, buying a house was a big, big responsibility because the other thing about houses in Australia, buying land in Australia can range between 1.5 to about 3 million rands when you convert it to rand. So land here in Australia is so expensive. Like literally where I live right now, the block next door has been sold, I think probably like 2 or 3 times. When we first bought this house, I think the land was about 270, so about 2.7 million, right? And then it was bought 2 years later, it was sold. And I think at the time it was like 3 point something. Now it was literally going for 4 point something million. Just land. There's not even a brick or a heap of soil there to start making bricks. Nothing, just land. Land that just grows grass. It's so expensive. Then you start then building the house on top of that. Add another 2, 3, 4 million on top of that. So usually houses in Australia, they range from like about 5 million to about 8, 9 million rands. So yeah, I was like, that's a lot to be owing a bank. So I think because of that anxiety, I was like, and I did the calculations, and I was like, so by the time I'm 40, I'm still going to be paying a mortgage if I'm still in employment. Oh, well, I started by then doing my YouTube channel. So I did my YouTube channel. I didn't even think my YouTube channel was gonna, anything was gonna come out of my YouTube channel. I just did it because, a lot of people needed that assistance. So another thing also, my YouTube channel started in October of 2020. So a lot of things in 2020 started, and a lot of things happened in 2020. It was a good year, honestly. But yeah, so I started my YouTube channel, and then, because I was trying to convince the brother to get into business, and he was kind of like a bit slow about it. When he started seeing that, oh, this girl is doing stuff like the YouTube channel, and I wanted to start like another business with the YouTube channel, then he started, having those conversations with me about starting the business, and that's where the whole business conversation began, and the rest is history. But yeah, 2020 was the year that the company was registered, and also where I started my YouTube channel. That's when we officially then moved to Queensland, and that's the year we also bought a house. So yeah, a lot happened in 2020. And then, and then I got my second job too. I continued so if you know Australia, Australia operates as a country, but also as a continent. It's weird. It's a country, but a continent too. So it's a country in the sense of we work together. Like we've got one kind of federal government in a way, but we govern ourselves. Because there's New South Wales, there's Queensland, there's Northern Territory, there's Victoria, there's where is the Canberra? ACT, the South Australia. There are all these different states that govern themselves. They've got their own laws, they've got their own government, they've got their own ways of doing things and their own rules, but we are in one country. That's what I'm saying. It operates as a country and as a continent. So yeah, I secured my second job in Queensland, and also it was working for the government. Moving on to 2021, there was a lot of work that was put into the business. Like, your 2021 was rough. There was a lot that was going on. Like, there was a lot was happening, and I think I was very, very active on my YouTube channel as well. Like, it was growing. My numbers were doing really good. Like, it was a lot. A lot was happening in 2021. But one thing that I can just remember a lot with 2021 is just attending a lot of meetings, doing a lot of business plans, talking to banks. I did a lot that year, like learning what business is, learning literally from scratch, YouTube videos, not knowing what I'm getting myself into. Also, it's in a field that is not of my own because I'm a social worker, so having to learn all these veterinary terms. It was a lot, 2021, but I did it. Doing a lot of paperwork also for the business. The business had not yet started, but we were kind of still working towards it. I didn't even think that it was going to take this long, for the business to start. Like, when they tell you that the groundwork is a lot, that is true. Because when I look back now, I'm like, wow, conversations and all of that started in 2020. But when the doors actually opened for the clinic was literally about 2-3 years later. So it takes a long time to start a business. So yeah, 2021, I can remember that a lot. And then also 2021 was the year I found that I need to go home to go to thusfar. And it was painful. It was so painful. I was so in denial. I'm sure I've spoken about it on my channel. So if you want to know about that, go find it somewhere there. But I was so hurt. I was so hurt because I didn't want to let go. I was like, but I've just arrived in Australia. What do you mean? And I thought my ancestors were going to let me go. I was like, isn't it I'm overseas? So maybe you don't travel through water. But they do. They came and fetched me. So then 2021 happened. By the end of the year, I knew, okay, fine. The assignment the following year is that I have to return to South Africa to go do my thusfaring process. So 2022, that's where a lot went downhill with my YouTube channel because obviously I was not able to upload. What I did before I left Australia, I pre-recorded some of my videos and then like I premiered them, like I pre-uploaded them. So even when I was in South Africa, people were thinking that I'm still in Australia because my YouTube channels, my YouTube videos were being uploaded, but I was well within Club Oro, guys. Hopefully chicken no she with mkenke. Getting like nobody's business. That year was rough. I lost so much weight. 2022. Hi, 2022. I'm fine with it, hey? Yeah, 2022. And it's so weird because, yeah. Also, going back a little bit, 2021, I also lost my grandmother, which I actually almost forgot it. I didn't even write it down here. Yeah, 2021, the greatest loss. I lost my grandmother, and it was very, very painful. It was so painful, but it is what it is. I'm okay now. I'm better now. 2022, went back to South Africa, went to thusfar. Could not really do a lot with my channel. Literally, 2022 was just focused on me just doing the thusfaring process. But also doing that, I was also fighting this insurance company, and I eventually won. Because me, I'm Kokovela, I won. And then on top of that, I was still continuing with the business. I remember having meetings with drums going dun, 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 with white people via Zoom to discuss the business. Yeah. Anyways, that is what happened. Went to thusfar the whole year, lost so much. I was so skinny. I remember even the underwear was falling. That's how bad it was. thusfar. But yeah, I did it. And then I finished, came back home November. And then immediately when I came, the construction of the clinic was well on its way. So it literally was just monitoring the construction of the clinic and all of that. Then I had to like kind of make a decision as to, even like, making the decision to go back to social work was not a decision that I made myself. Everything just kind of played out in a way where it was just going that way. So then by 2023 February, it was clear that I'm not going back to social work. I'm then going to be going fully and straight into business. So I became a businesswoman. But where I actually started doing business was then from 2023. Because we opened our clinic doors in April of 2023. So that's where the business began. That's why I'm telling you guys, the groundwork for business is a lot. It's big, like it's heavy. Especially when you're juggling starting a business and work and employment at the same time. It is a lot. It is. I would not wish it on anyone. I actually would wish it on people because it's good. The end result is always good. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. So yeah, 2023, Eli Waters Animal Clinic started in April, started the recruitment and all of that, like learned a lot that year. We were actually nominated as one of the best small businesses, like new small businesses in Harvey Bay. That I will never forget because it happened so quick. Like we were received so well by the Harvey Bay community. Man, I was so proud of myself. I was so proud of the work that I did, especially coming from a social work background, entering into a field that you've never, the only way you know this field is through romantical reasons. And I got in and I did the thing. So yeah, I'm so proud of myself. I know for a fact that I can go anywhere and do anything. That just proved to me that I can. So yeah, I left my employment. I left employment very like officially 2023 and then started business. Yeah. And I think also because of that, like since then, 2022, 2023, I struggled to return back to YouTube. I tried so hard. Like even looking back, I'm like, shame, boy, now you were trying. Like I tried so hard. The first few years of business are horrific. I will not lie to you. They're horrific, but you'll find a balance. You'll find a way, like it gets better. So yeah, I think that's that. Like, yeah, what I'm having here, like what I've written here is like struggled to return to YouTube. Even 2024 struggled to return to YouTube. Like I literally tried, but it was so hard. A lot of things happened also in 2024. my relationship ended also in 2024, like late 2024, thank God. Finally. And then, yeah, it was kind of like dealing with that. End of 2024, I also left, going home to South Africa. My passports got misplaced, missing. Wait, yeah. Let me be nice. Let me be nice. I spent 3 months from December, January, February, until early March of 2025 in South Africa because there was a situation that happened with mine and my children, only mine and my children's passports and IDs and birth certificates. Yeah. The good news is they miraculously returned as it was said they would. So we've got new ones though. But yeah, now we've got double copies and it's fine. So yeah, 2024 really. 2024, yeah. 2024 it was just business, and making sure that a relationship ends. And then going home. And then the beginning of 2025, literally, it was like, I did not understand. I was busy. A lot was happening, and a lot also continued to happen 2025, like trying to figure out and understand what is this new life, what does it mean, trying to fight for a lot. 2025 fee. I see she's 2025. I see she's saying, yeah, 2025 must just burn. But I'm glad it's over and it's January and we made it out, We're just never going back there. We're never going back, and we're not repeating the things we did in 2025, please. Can we not? Anyway, yeah. So that's that. That's been the 7 years of me being in Australia. That's what I got up to. That's what I've been doing. I'm sure I've missed some other things, but those are the milestones, Oh, let me see. Yeah, well, the business milestones are a bit different because, I'll probably talk about them when I talk more about, the business and what's happening there and what's going on. And because I know there are some people who are like, Promise, we also want to do business like you did when you got to a foreign country. And now looking back, I cannot believe that, the calling and the thought of starting a business really dated back to 2020. I am proud of myself, yo. Because it's been a while. Like, it means that this is the journey that I needed to travel. And I think I'm brave, I've got a level of braveness that also scares me. I've got to leave, man. Like, I think about having made the decision to relocate to Australia at 23. At 23 years old, I made the decision that I'm leaving my home country. Finally made it to Australia at 25. At 27, I was already thinking I'm going into business. Literally, like now I'm 32 and I'm thinking to myself, what are we doing next? It's the 7-year itch. It is the 7-year itch. I'm not bored. I'm not bored. I think it's just an opportunity to start again. Let's relearn. Let's do something new. Yeah. And when I'm bored, I have this idea where I'm like, maybe I could relocate to another country and go see the citizenship there, but I won't do it. I'm not going to do it. I won't do it. I hope not to do it. The thing that is holding me back, I think, is one of these few reasons. I've got children, né? And I thank God, as much as I had my children very young, because I was 19 when I had Maram, 19 turning 20, and I think I was 23 when I had Kolo. My frontal lobe had not yet fully developed, but it's fine. I'm glad I made those decisions at that point in time, because now I look at them. Marang is turning 13 this year in September. Kolo is turning 9. And I'm like, the blessing that comes with that is I'm very young. I'm still young to do a lot in life, and now they're like very independent, semi-independent, so I don't really have to like mom them. Like I I'm able to have my own identity now, you know, outside of just being a mom. And being a mom is great. I love it. I live for it. But I feel like I am growing into myself finally. And I look at people who are my age and to think, oh, I want a baby so bad. I think I only feel like that when I'm ovulating, like really, really, really ovulating. I'm just like, I want a baby, I want a baby. And then afterwards, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Damn it. But yeah, I think of people who are my age and they're having like young ones now, they're changing their nappies. I'm like, no. So every decision you make really is surrounded by, you know, this life that you are now having with this young one. But with me though, the issue is obviously because of custody stuff and all of that. If I decide to relocate to another country, there's a chance that it might affect me when it comes to the taking care of my kids. But I said to myself, when Marang turns 18, when I'm rich at that point in time, I could get her like Kanyimba did this. I don't know why I'm referencing Kanyimba so much. But she got an apartment for her daughter, right? And everybody was kind of like judging, you know, whatever. I'm like, but you don't know the arrangement. Maybe she still had like family going to monitor and see, you know, what's happening in the apartment and all of that. But it also, I feel like it was a good thing because then, you know, the child learns independence, like learns to be independent. But I remember when I started my employment in New South Wales, when I went for training, I met this girl who was coming from one of these Asian countries. I want to say China. I really want to say China. But she was an Asian girl. Ne? She started living in Australia from the time she was 13. And her parents were all the way in, let's say, China. I think she was 13, 14 at the time. They had her here in this country as an unaccompanied child. And I was like, Wena. She had an apartment. She woke herself up to go to school. She went to school. She went to uni. She's been living independent since she was 13, 14 in an apartment. I wouldn't be brave enough to do that. But I was thinking about it. I was like, when Marang is 18, 19, and I've got an apartment for her somewhere in the city, like, Kolo can go live with her, you know? And then I can be out and about. I'll be 38 at the time, 39, still very young, you know? So I was thinking about it and I was sitting down. I was like, then maybe I can go to another country because I feel the years would still be allowing me. But we'll see. We still have time to think about it. But yeah, it is a 7-year itch, I guess, for me. But I don't see it as a 7-year itch in a negative way. I see it as a 7-year itch for a good thing. Like you are scratching the chichiri away. You're scratching the chichiri out, and then now all of a sudden, like, you know, the skin is rebirthing. Like this, do we say it like that? The skin is rejuvenating, you know, and then we're starting again. We're starting a new cycle, a new era. So yeah, it's been 7 years, a very eventful 7 years, and yeah, damn, I did a lot. I didn't even think I did so much, but I'm grateful for the experience, you know. I'm very, very grateful for the experience, all the things that I've achieved, all the things that I've done. I'm so proud of myself. I really am. Going into 2026, this year, as you guys know, it is 2026. I am literally fixing it, all that was done wrong and all that I couldn't do. I'm fixing it. This is the year that I'm fixing it. So I'm very excited about this year. And yeah, I feel like I have a good feeling about it. As much as I know we have to live in duality, there's a lot that obviously is going to be happening this year. I know for a fact because of many things in life. And that's the thing, like, we just never know what we're going to be going into when a year starts. But we need to accept that we are going to have both good and bad. Whether you're feeling positive or negative about a year, your year has started off on a bad note or all of that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We just need to live in duality, like take it all in as it comes. Good and bad, take it all in. But I'm very, very excited about this year, 100%. Like, I'm very scared too. But I'm redoing a lot, you know. I'm feeling my independence for real, and it feels good. It feels so good. I feel like I'm growing into knowing myself better and knowing who I am and being comfortable. in that space as well. So yeah, it's been a good 7 years. With all the good and bad, it's been a good 7 years. We did it. We completed 7 years. And we got, when did we get our citizenship? We applied for our citizenship I forgot that part. We applied for our citizenship 2024. And we were supposed to do the ceremony in 2024, but we were stuck in Saudi. So the ceremony happened in 2025. So yeah, that is also one of the major milestones of being in Australia, just in case you were wondering. So yeah, 2024, that's when we did the process. We qualified for our citizenship in 2022. 2023. Yeah, 2022. And I think I was not focused on doing the citizenship in 2023 because just focusing on the business 100%. But as time went by, I was like, I think I sat down with myself and I was like, my kids are growing in this country. They're Australians anyway. So do I do this thing or not? And then I eventually said, you know what? It was one of the goals that I had set out for myself when I started in this country. So I would be doing myself an injustice if I don't follow through and make sure that I complete this process. So yeah, 2023, made the decision that, you know what, going to be applying for the citizenship. At the time, I think we were also waiting for my girls' passports because their passports had expired. Their passport had expired. So obviously we could not also apply for the citizenship until that. And then 2024 was the year where that application was done. Yeah, was it 2024? Yeah, 2024 was the year that the application, it was very, very quick also. And then we got granted the citizenship. And then even though you're granted, you still have to attend a citizenship oath-taking ceremony. And then that's where you get your citizenship certificate. So that happened in, I want to say April. So is it May? April, May, September, December, and October. I mean, 5 out of 12 months, not bad for good luck. Anyway, you guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next upload. Again, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content on how you can relocate to Australia. I love you guys. Bye.